Which NFL team do you think makes the playoffs the most? I just went on a deep dive and checked out every single team in the NFL's playoff made percentage, the percent of their seasons that they actually made the postseason, and the results, they kind of shocked me. I'm gonna go over every single team's playoff made percentage, but first, just a quick reminder to like the video. It's a free way to support the channel, sends the video out to more NFL fans like me and you in the algorithm, and subscribe with notifications on so you can be here every time I post. If you've never seen me before or met me before, hi, I'm NFLmike, NFL content creator that creates NFL content 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and twice on Sundays. If you're an NFL fan, I know you'll enjoy my channel and the daily NFL content that I produce. Subscribe. It's completely free. All right, which NFL team has made the playoffs the most? Well, I'll tell you which NFL team has made the playoffs the least. It's the Arizona Cardinals, who have only made the playoffs in 12% of their seasons. How is that even possible? 1 out of every 10 years, y'all? The Detroit Lions aren't much better, especially being in the league for so long. They've only made the playoffs in 20% of their seasons, while the New York Jets are up next at 23%. I guess all those years of being in the division with Tom Brady weren't so fun, were they, New York fans?
Seen ghosts.
I guess I can sympathize with y'all a little bit now with what's going on in these times. The Falcons aren't much better at 24%, which is kind of surprising, honestly. They've had runs with quarterbacks like Matt Ryan, Michael Vick, only make the playoffs in 24% of their seasons. And this one absolutely shocked me because of the run they went on with Drew Brees. But I guess before Drew Brees, the Saints were one of the worst teams in the league for decades. They only made the playoffs in 25% of their season so far, 1/4. Slightly worse than their division rivals, the Carolina Panthers, who are tied with the Washington Commanders and Jacksonville Jaguars at 27%. We all know that the Bengals don't have a lengthy historic franchise. They went to that one Super Bowl all those years ago and got upset and come back on by Joe Montana. But in between then and Joe Burrow, it's just been a lot of failing. Although with Marvin Lewis and Andy Dalton, they kept going to the playoffs but couldn't win a playoff game, they still come in at 28% playoff made percentage. Buccaneers probably wish they had Tom Brady all along because they're only at 29%. And Bears, lengthy history in the NFL, has only garnered a 29% playoff made percentage as well. Worse than the Houston Texans over the past like 25 years that they've been in the league. I guess you could thank Matt Schaub and Deshaun Watson and now CJ Stroud for that. And my LA Chargers come in next at 31%. That's almost 1/3. That ain't terrible. I do think it's in the bottom half of the NFL. It seems like the Philadelphia Eagles are always contending, but they've only made the playoffs in 33% of their season so far. Not as high as I thought at all. And they had the Randall Cunningham era, the Donovan McNabb era. Andy Reid was the coach of this team for a while in there as well. And now today with Jalen Hurts and all these guys. The Chargers division rivals are coming up. Both the Denver Broncos and Las Vegas Raiders are coming in at 35% playoffs made percentage. These are two more franchises that back in the day won Super Bowls. You'd think that their percentages would be higher than this. Just goes to show how hard it is to succeed in the NFL for a long period of time. The New York Giants been in the league forever, but they're only at 36%, tied with the Buffalo Bills at 36%. We all know the 4 Super Bowl losses, and the Los Angeles Rams at 36%. A team that went through a decade of Kurt Warner, and then when they had Jared Goff and Sean McVay, they were making the playoffs still. Into Matthew Stafford. I feel like the Rams have made the playoffs like at least every other season since I've been alive at minimum. So see this at 36%. Them 90s and 80s must have been tough. Even the great Pittsburgh Steelers have only made the playoffs 37% of their seasons. I had to double check that that was right. I thought this would be one of the top tier teams. They're not even in the top 12. They're not even over 40%. The Titans are surprisingly high on this list at 38%, only 1% behind the San Francisco 49ers at 39%. Even though they had Joe Montana, Steve Young, Frank Gore, Jim Harbaugh. I mean, over the 49ers history, they're just sprinkled with legends, just like the Green Bay Packers franchise's history. But even the Packers are also only at 39%. And all of these teams that I just listed have a lower playoffs made percentage than the 0-time Super Bowl winning Cleveland Browns. How do the Browns have a 39% playoffs made percentage? I don't understand this. This must be from the back in the olden days. My entire life, I think I've seen the Browns make the playoffs twice. This is shocking. I understand the Chiefs, especially with their recent success being in the 40% club. Seahawks make sense. They're at 41%. And the Dolphins start off this top 5 at 42%. This is a team that was very good back in the day, consistently have held a solid roster throughout the decade. No surprise here, the Patriots made the playoffs basically for 2 decades straight. They come in at 43%.
Best in the business.
Imagine if they didn't have that dynasty boosting their numbers, and another team with 0 Super Bowl victories is in the top 3. The Vikings have made the playoffs in 48% of their seasons, almost half their seasons, and they can't get it done. Man, I'm rooting for the Vikings in the next couple years to win a damn Super Bowl. They're only behind 2 teams, and the 2 teams make a lot of sense to me. One is the Baltimore Ravens at 52%. They've only been in the league since like 1999, I believe. They only have about 25 seasons, and in that time span, they've won 2 Super Bowls. They've built all-time level defenses and had guys like Lamar Jackson on this roster for almost a decade now. Which brings me to the team that makes the playoffs the most out of the entire NFL. Love them, hate them, say whatever the fuck you want about them. They have these bragging rights at least. It's actually kind of ironic that this is the team that comes in first. I'll tell you which team it is, but first, just a reminder to like the video, subscribe to the channel before you forget. Everyone forgets, like 95% of y'all watching this video aren't subscribed to the channel. Please. I promise y'all, I'll be bringing this NFL heat forever. All right, the team with the highest playoffs made percentage in the entire NFL comes in at 55%. Damn. Dallas Cowboys. Oh man, I can only imagine what the comment section is gonna look like in response to this video.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
Because like the Cowboys can brag about this, but somehow everyone will turn it against them. It's just so perfect that they're leading the NFL in playoff made percentage. Which NFL teams will make the playoffs this year? I guess sooner rather than later. The ball definitely won't lie.
Bill Flames, I went Mike on the mic. With something brand new, one time for your mind. He gave you fair warning. Now it's time to smack him in the mouth with that raw sports talk from the town. Sweet chin music to your favorite sportscaster.